Talon. How you doing, brother?
Amazing, man. You?
I'm doing great, bro. I had to jump on a call with you because look at what I saw in the community. You posted something recently about doing sharing your insights of doing 14K in I think a little under 2 months, something like this.
Yeah. 14K worth of deals in that 2 month period. And then even more deals came in after that. So these
Unbelievable.
last, it's been insane.
Tell us about this. Like, when did you start with the coaching and the program? You were already doing an agency. Like, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then take us on how your growth has been the last few months.
Yeah. So basically, I've always kind of had a hand in the design and coding world. I actually went to uni for computer science and graphic design. So it's a natural thing. Like web design was that intermediary. And from there, I was working in-house at an agency all through uni. I was gonna go into that agency full time, like move in with my girlfriend. Life seemed great. Basically, a month before graduation, the agency lost a really big client, and they're like, "Hey, we have to let you go." And I was like, "Oh, like I still have a skill set. Let me apply to jobs, and I still have my girlfriend I can move in with." Right after I graduated uni, like literally a week after, my girlfriend was like, "Hey, I don't think we should move in together. I don't think we should like be together at all." So I was stuck in my parents' house. Luckily, I still had a skill set. I went in and basically worked all around, and then I started traveling. And as I was traveling, people would hit me up for logos and everything, and it was just enough money to get me by. But when I joined Weblyfe University, I was like, I really want to make this to the next level. Like I'm right now going month to month in terms of payments. Like I'm might have to go back to my parents' couch soon. And you're like, dude, we'll double everything in your agency. And I was like, I'd be so happy with that. And then since then, it's just been like a steady climb, learning to network, learning how to provide more value on calls. One thing I really was not good at that I really improved on was sales calls. And basically, I now just this month, we're not even like all the way through the month. I've hit a 10K month. And
Congratulations, bro. Like, where did you
thank you.
start? How much were you making when you started the program? And after you finished, or like at the height of after you finished, how much are you making now? So just tell us about like what were you making when you came to me first?
I can actually see how much I was making. So the month that I signed on with you, I only made $2,000 that month. And the month before, like literally, it's like mostly $3,000 per month I was doing.
And then now you've made a 10K month after making previously also close to a 10K month.
I've done like in my time in the program, I think I've done like multiple 7, 8K months. So I've more than doubled from where I was. And then like it was just literally not being attached to the result, just continuing to provide value to people. And like now I have, instead of doing outreach, I have a lot of inbound leads. So like I've been busy these past 2 weeks with projects, but people keep hitting me up like talent, logo, website, branding. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I'll take these sales calls and then I'll just push the deadlines a bit further. And then yeah, I hit the 10K.
Amazing, bro. Congratulations. What are some of the biggest insights you've gotten? So you said sales was a big thing. How has your perspective on doing sales and providing value in sales calls changed since you joined Web Life University?
Yeah, so basically I would hop on calls with no real plan at all. Like I didn't really have any, I was willing to do anything for anyone. Now at this point, it's like I know where my skill set is and going in from there. And then also using that MAIDA framework that you taught us, that's been huge too, of like, all right, going in, just being like, I'm going to provide as much value as I can on this call, using the attention, interest, desire, and action part. And also like that's one thing I was really bad on was getting people to take action on the call. Now it's so easy for me to be like, if they have any objections about the price, I'll be like, all right, cool, let's work through this. And it's like, all right, we're gonna have a contract signed by the end of the call.
Perfect. It's either you close them for a follow up, you close them for a deal, or you close them on the fact that they are not a fit for you, right? You always close.
Mhm.
How do you
Exactly.
feel the program has been in terms of like value, and also recently where we've upgraded from the old school community to the new circle community? How do you because you did a lifetime investment, you get lifetime access. How do you feel it's been providing for you, and how do you experience all of it now, and also all the updates?
Yeah, so before you had a really good curriculum of like, all right, we're going to start with just like the agency framework, then like brand design, development, and actually getting clients. And it was kind of those four modules. Now you've broken it down way more. And because I've been so busy, I actually want to go through all the course content, but
Yeah.
there's so much there that I haven't had time to go through absolutely everything. And even like when I put a question in the community, someone's like, oh, like that's in this module. And I'm like, dang, like I should really watch all of these. So there's too much to go through. You're really just like putting all the value you can into this.
How do you enjoy the WhatsApp coaching, or when you have a question, do you feel like you can get the answers pretty quickly or in a good way?
Oh yeah, even yesterday I had two questions and like you were on them ASAP. Other people are willing to put in their things like, and also the great part about this is it's tighter than other communities. So people are willing to just be like, hey, I found this cool AI tool. Let me share it with everyone. Like Samu, he put in a list of like 6 AI tools. I'm like, I'm actually gonna use one of these pretty often now.
Yeah,
So
that's great. That's the power of community. Awesome, bro. So you went from a struggling 3K and your story of almost going back to the couch of your mom. You invested in yourself. You took the risk. It was a big one as well. I remember you were really scared to take that step, and eventually it paid off because I even guaranteed you, like, hey, listen, if you don't make the investment back or a multiple of this based on what I teach you and everything, and of course you put in the work as well. I really want to make this a celebratory call about your success, and like these numbers, they're not to laugh at because back then you still dreamed of making 10K months. Now you see how like your mindset has changed, and you're like, yeah, I've made consistent 10K months. It's not that big of a deal anymore. Like you're on to the next, on to the next. So I'm really really proud of you. Tell the people, what's your agency, what's your brand?
So yeah, my agency is called Freeplay Studios. We specialize in premium branding for e-com and agencies. However, we are versed in everything from home services to like software development. But yeah, that's like our bread and butter is e-com and agencies.
I love your new agency page as well. All the subtle animations, the red cues, the gradients. Do you feel like the skills you've learned inside the community have also contributed into changing your perspective on design and using newer tools?
Dude, Reloom changed my life. Like, I was hands doing everything in Figma and everything in Webflow, and there was no system to it. Like you being like Talon, like get on Reloom. It's absolutely amazing. That like streamlines the process so much, and I spend way less time like doing things that can be done with AI through Reloom.
Less time and more effectiveness as well. So it's like it's a double win, right? Last question,
Hmm.
bro. Anyone that's still on the fence, anyone that's still doubting whether or not this program is for them, who would you recommend it to? And would you say it's worth its value, like worth the
I would
investment? Yeah.
I would recommend it to like basically like so many different avatars because what you do really well is take people from having known nothing about design or development, like no coding skills at all, to being able to sell their services to other people and they become a specialist like web consultant. He's just like absolutely killing it right now. And I'm not sure how much knowledge he knew before, but like now he's like known as the industry as like that guy. So you do that like full transformation. That's been really good. Yeah, I would say if you basically anyone who hasn't gotten your results, unless if somebody is doing better than you in results, like invest with Sayed because he knows things. And also, I'm in the American market, you're in the Dutch market. They're very different, but I'm learning things from the Dutch market that I can then integrate in the American market. And people are like, whoa, this is such a cool idea. And I'm like, yeah, because Americans don't do this.
Where did you learn this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing, bro. I very, very grateful. You're also one of the legacy wizards. We're gonna put you up in the tech whiz grade, and yeah, we stand by Talon. Free Play Studios, guys. I'm showing it one more time on my screen. Thank you so much for your time today, bro. I'll see you in the community. If anything else, just hit me up. And bro, keep these wins coming, man. I want to see you in the wizarding wins all the time, man. Have a wonderful day, bro. Thank you.
All right, peace.